Hi there, students. I'm XS. That's little x, little s, which stands for extra sweet, because that's what I am. Today I'm going to introduce the noikende grammar point, show you how to use it, and give you a few example sentences. Noikende is a handy way to express your opinion about something in Japanese. This is going to be a particularly easy construction to use, since you're really just slotting the phrase noikende between the subject of the sentence, which is probably you, and the opinion that's being expressed. For all of the weird idiosyncrasies that Japanese does have linguistically, there are a surprising number of pretty easy phrases like no ikende that are made simple to use because they just take up a predictable slot within the sentence. Iken on its own is a noun that means opinion or view. It's made up of two kanji, and it's a bit interesting when you consider it. The I from iken on its own has only one possible pronunciation. It's onyomi, or Chinese reading, which is, of course, I. This kanji conveys the idea of an idea, a thought, or sometimes a preference. It's used in words like imi, which means meaning or significance, chui, which means caution or attention, or ishiki, which means consciousness or being aware of something. The ken part of iken, on the other hand, has both an onyomi, a Chinese pronunciation, which is ken, like in iken, but also a kunyomi pronunciation, which is the mi in miru, the verb to see. In fact, the top part of this kanji is itself even the kanji for I in Japanese. You're going to see this kanji in words like miru, an ichidan verb, which means to see, to watch, or to observe, hanami, which refers to cherry blossom viewing or flower viewing, or hakken, discovery, detection. Put these two pieces together then, and iken is a word that means thought plus vision in some respect. What you see in your ideas. In other words, your opinion. I think that's quite cool, and one of the things that has always made Japanese as a language so interesting to me personally is this manner in which kanji are able to convey meaning that is both grammatical as well as visual in this way. Anyway, let's take a quick example sentence and we'll use the no ikende construction. 私の意見では日本語は面白い言語と思います. There's quite a lot going on here, but it's cool how so many neat grammatical functions are actually occurring within this one sentence. Watashi, of course, means me or I. No ikende, as we've defined it, means in the opinion of. Let's actually skip wa here for a second. We'll come back to this. Nihongo means the Japanese language. And now we have another wa. Fushigi ne. It's mysterious. We'll treat this as the topic marker for now, marking Nihongo as our topic. Omoshiroi means interesting. Gengo means language. Da is our copula des in the plain form so that it can take the quotative particle to. And that particle to is being used to convey the verb, which makes up the final part of the sentence and is omoimasu, which means to think or to believe. We put all these parts together to get a sentence that means, in my opinion, I think Japanese is an interesting language. It's a cool sentence because it's using two different constructions that both mean to think something or to have an opinion. It's got both in my opinion, no ikende, and also I think, omoimasu. Now, let's quickly backtrack to that wa. I've been teaching you so far that the grammatical structure we've been looking at today is no ikende. Probably better than 50% of the time, you're going to see this construction in the phrase watashi no ikende wa. I am of the opinion that something. It's almost like its own special phrase that gets tacked onto the front of another sentence to say, here's a statement that I believe to be true, and then the true statement follows. But wa isn't the only particle that you can see here, and that's why the grammatical point should be no ikende and not no ikende wa. Finally, I'm sure you're wondering, can you use the no ikende construction to talk about the opinions of other people? The answer is yes, but with contextual reservations. Here's an example. 彼女の意見では日本語は面白い言語だと思います. I would not use this sentence. Grammatically, there's nothing wrong with it. Not really. Kanojo no iken de nani 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 is fine. You're really just saying, in the girl's opinion, something, and that's okay. But the problem here is actually with the verb omoimasu. Contextually, you're sort of forcing a thought into the head of someone else, and that seems weird. But Japanese has a fix for that. We can change to omo, which really should be used specifically for your own thoughts and feelings, in most cases at least, to omotteimasu. This provides some cushion between you, the speaker, and the girl, the thinker, to allow you to express her thoughts. The caveat: she must have told you this opinion herself for this construction to work contextually. If, on the other hand, you got the information from a third-hand source, then you would use a different construction. Omotteiru you desu. This conveys the sense that you have been led to believe that one thinks something or another. Alright, well, that's it for me. See you next week for another grammar drop. Lead with love, everyone. I've been XS. See you later. Mata raishu!